Today, Mr. Ricciera has on his Air Jordan 12 Indigo, which is kind of like a darker blue. There's a little light blue, almost has a little bit of a UNC, University of North Carolina type colorway. It has a little light blue on the back, a little light blue underneath on the sole. Obviously, Michael Jordan went to the University of North Carolina, so that's why I like that colorway. I really like the Air Jordan 12 because it's the shoe that Michael Jordan wore when he won his 5th NBA championship in 1997. He beat the Utah Jazz to win his 5th NBA championship. And in that series, there's a very famous game, Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals. Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls are playing against the Utah Jazz, Karl Malone, John Stockton, very good basketball team. And Michael Jordan got food poisoning. It's wrongfully labeled as the flu game. He didn't actually have the flu, he had food poisoning. He ate a pizza the night before that he had delivered to his hotel room in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's believed that the pizza shop or the delivery guy knew that this pizza was going to Michael Jordan, and they put a little something in that pizza to try and, poison him, essentially, so that he wouldn't be able to play, so that then the Jazz would win the game the next day. He was in his room all day, shaking, sweating, fever, vomiting. I mean, he was an absolute mess. And said, hey, it's Game 5, NBA Finals. I got to suit up. And sure enough, he goes out there and he plays. If you've never seen this, look up the highlights. It was one of the most unbelievable games of basketball I've ever seen played in terms of the heart that he played with. I mean, the guy looked like he was going to keel over on the bench, and the next thing you know, he'd be out there, hitting jump shot after jump shot. I think he went for like 35 or 36 points with food poisoning, looking like he was going to, vomit, every bit of food that he had in his system, if he even had anything in his system. And so whenever I put on my Air Jordan 12s, I always think of what are called flu game Jordans, which are actually black and red, but really it should be called the food poisoning game, because that's what ultimately happened. But the main reason that I wore this particular shoe is because it matches my throwback Penn State sweatshirt. I like this sweatshirt because it has the old Penn State logo on it. I like this kind of vintage, like late 80s, early 90s type of clothing. And I wanted to rock my Penn State gear today because two things. They got 2 big games this weekend. They have a huge game at home in Beaver Stadium against SMU for their first game of this 12-team college football playoff that has been introduced for this college football season. And then on Sunday, the volleyball team is going to be playing in the national championship. And so hopefully it'll be a double dip for Penn State. And Penn State football will get the win over SMU to advance in the college football playoff. And the volleyball team will win yet another national championship. And I wanted to use today to call my shot, and I want to get it on video. Here is my prediction for the college football playoff, and a lot of people think I'm nuts. I think Penn State's going to beat SMU. I think they're going to beat Boise State. I think they're going to beat Georgia. And then I think they're going to beat Oregon in a rematch to win the national championship. I think Penn State wins the whole thing this year. I honestly believe the team is that good. I've been watching Penn State for a long time. I know they lost a close game to Oregon in the Big Ten Championship. I know they lost a close game to Ohio State at home in the regular season. But I really believe they're that close. And if they get a few breaks their way, and, coaching-wise, if they make good decisions and steer the team in the right direction, I really believe this could be the year. Michigan did it last year. A lot of people didn't think they could do it. I think this year is Penn State's. And so there you go. I wanted to use Fresh Kick Friday to get it on video. I'm calling my shot like Babe Ruth. I'm saying Penn State wins the national championship a month from now and runs the table through the college football playoff.